Welcome to Mental Health Awareness in the Workplace. As part of the City of Ottawa's Psychologically Healthy Workplace Roadmap, these videos are designed to help employees, their families, friends, and the community to understand mental health and know where to get resources and help. Throughout these videos, we will show you how important it is to understand your own mental health, encourage you to connect with others, and reach out for support. So why should mental health matter to all of us? Well, studies show that by 2020, depression will be the second leading cause of disability. Another study found that 500,000 Canadians miss work on a daily basis because of psychological problems. However, we also know that 2 out of 3 Canadians with mental health problems do not get the help or treatment they need. To understand stigma and why people may not get the help they need, watch this video by Healthy Minds Canada.
Oh my God, is he okay?
Come on, look at him. He's fine.
He's not even bleeding.
He's probably just looking for attention.
He's just lazy.
Oh, come on, man. I don't have time for this.
After watching the video, do you think Canadians are more likely to share their physical problems or their mental health problems to others? Statistics show that people share information about their physical illness more than their mental illness. People might hide their mental illness and not get help because of stigma or worry about discrimination. But when we talk openly and without judgment about mental health and illness, we can reduce stigma and discrimination. Our purpose in these videos is to help you understand mental health issues, learn about early warning signs, understand how important it is to get help, and develop the skills and tools to support your mental health. But before that, let's take a moment to think about what mental health means to you. The World Health Organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Mental health is a state of well-being in which we can realize our own abilities. When our mental health is good, we can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively, and make a contribution to our community. In the next videos, we will talk about the role of stress and go further into understanding mental health conditions. We will also look at mental health in the workplace and ways to support your own mental health. That concludes this video. Be sure to check out the resources to further assist you. Please exit this activity and go to the next video. See you then.
When it comes to mental health conditions, it's important to understand how stress can affect our lives. Stress itself is not a mental health condition. It is a temporary reaction of our body and mind to the demands of life. But stress can impact our physical and mental health if it goes on too long. Just like holding a simple glass of water can become straining over a long period of time. We often think of stress as something that happens to us, like a breakup or an argument at work, or even positive events like getting a promotion or having a baby. But how we think about things also plays a large role in how we experience stress. If we have negative feelings about ourselves, we call that low self-esteem, or having difficulty saying no, or being self-critical can cause our stress levels to stay elevated. When our stress levels are high, or our stress lasts for a long time, we can develop physical symptoms like headaches, an upset stomach, or problems sleeping, just to name a few. The good news is that there are things that we do have control over, and working on some of these things can help us manage our stress levels. These include saying no where you can to things that would add more stress to your life, or practicing kind ways of talking to yourself rather than judging yourself. Stress itself is not necessarily a bad thing. A certain amount of stress is actually good for us. Generally, when we don't have enough stress, we don't perform well. We may feel bored or unmotivated. At the other extreme, we can start to feel overwhelmed and our performance may start to suffer. When we have just the right amount of stress, we are motivated and ready to react to emergencies or perform at our best. Remember, stress is something that we all experience. It can't be avoided. So, being committed to managing stress can have a huge impact on our overall well-being. If you recognize some of these signs within yourself or someone close to you, we encourage you to view the video on supporting your mental health for ways to get help. See you in the next video.
In these videos, we will look deeper at mental health and some of the most common mental health conditions. But first, what affects our mental health? Well, many things can play a role, including family history and genetics, stress, social and economic conditions such as the support we have in our finances, trauma, and our lifestyle like exercise, diet, and the use of alcohol or drugs. In everyday life, people often use the words mental health condition, mental illness, and mental disorder interchangeably. Here, we will use the term mental health condition to refer to all of these things. A mental health condition is a state that affects the way we think about ourselves, relate to others, and interact with the world. Although they may not be easy to see, they are like physical health conditions. There are lots of different types and are treatable with the right support. Just like we wouldn't call Mike a broken leg, people with mental health conditions should not be defined by it. We shouldn't call Jessica a schizophrenic because Jessica is a person living with schizophrenia. In the following videos, we will discuss some common mental health conditions. See you then.
Work is important to our well-being. Not only does it bring us income, but the workplace can give us the opportunity to feel productive and can be good for our self-esteem. When we are mentally healthy, we are better able to work productively. But when we are struggling with our mental health, it can have a big impact on our ability to work and relate to others in the workplace. On the other hand, work can also have a negative impact on our mental health. For instance, overwhelming amounts of work-related stress can lower our productivity and increase short and long-term absences. When a mental health condition is affecting our work, it's common for people to feel ashamed, worry about their absence being an issue, and even worry about getting fired. Let's look at two examples. Meet Layla. Lately, she's been coming in late for work and feeling overly tired. At work, she's had difficulty focusing and concentrating. She's been forgetting appointments and not finishing assignments on time. She has started to believe that she is incompetent. Gabriel's attendance at work has been sporadic. People notice that his appearance has changed. He's looking more disheveled and losing weight. He's been making impulsive decisions and has had unusual ideas and behaviors. He's also more easily angered and frustrated at work. Gabriel has been starting to think that he's being singled out or targeted. What do you think might really be going on? If you are thinking that these could be early warning signs of mental health issues, you're correct. Layla and Gabriel should reach out for support outside and within their workplace. What can your workplace do to support you? If a mental health condition is starting to affect your work, you and your manager can work together to try to find a reasonable accommodation so you can still perform the essential duties of your job. The following video shares strategies for those experiencing mental health issues or other difficulties at work. Here, you will learn how to coach up so that your supervisor or others can better understand how to be supportive at work.
I've had the privilege of working through it with a lot of people in the workplace, and many of them talk about the fact that their supervisor may not be as supportive as they'd like. And one of the things that I now understand is that most supervisors really don't know how to help. They've never been given the training, they don't understand. So what my suggestion is today is to coach up, which means to help your supervisor to learn how to help you. And there's 3 things in particular that you can do. The first one is help them to understand how they can support you in being successful in your job. They may never understand really what you're going through, but they can understand a directive like, if you put my instructions in writing, then I won't get confused. If you remind me about upcoming deadlines, then I'll be much more likely to be able to follow through. If you choose not to raise your voice when you're speaking to me, I will be able to respond better to you. Things like that that really are focused on you being a good employee, but also are directives to your supervisor to help you. The second thing that I'd recommend is that for yourself, think about what it is that helps you to be well at work. For some people, it means actually taking a break once in a while. You know, you have breaks that are worked into your schedule, but a lot of people keep plowing through. Take that break, go for a walk, be able to clear your mind. It may mean that you have to stop multitasking, that you should focus on one thing at a time and get it done and completed before you go on to something else. It could be something as simple as maybe fluorescent lights are distracting to you or a strain on you and asking that they be turned off and getting a lamp in your room. Think about what's useful for you, what you'll commit to, what you'll do differently in order to get along in the workplace in a way that's more successful but also healthier for you. And then the third idea is to really be able to say to your boss, if you think that I'm doing something wrong, here's a way you can tell me that I'll be able to hear you and I won't end up being triggered or feeling unduly criticized. Some people will say, I don't like to be criticized in front of my peers. If you could give me feedback in a private place rather than in a public place. Some people will say, if I start to talk really fast, that may be a sign that I'm not well, and I'd like you to ask me to say something like, you don't seem to be yourself today, is there something that I can do? The point of all this is to understand that most people in the workplace don't know how to properly help you. Only you know what's going to work for you, and by you sharing these things with the people around you, you can make their life easier while you certainly improve your working situation.
See you in the next video.
In In our final video, Supporting Your Mental Health, we will look at the importance of self-care, social support, and professional care. In our introductory video, we talked about why mental health matters and that a lot of us don't get the help we need. The good news is that there are things we can do to maintain or improve our mental health. When we are going through hard times, we often forget to take care of our bodies. A big part of self-care is developing healthy lifestyle habits, such as eating well, drinking water, doing physical activity, and getting enough sleep. Self-care is also about finding ways to relax. Some ideas include listening to music, going outside, taking a break from technology, and practicing deep breathing. The important thing is to find out what works for you. As well as taking care of our bodies, it is important to create healthy ways of talking to ourselves. Having a personal message to repeat to yourself throughout the day can help you stay calm, confident, and focused. Social support means having friends, family, and a valued individual or people in the community to turn to in times of need or crisis. Social support has been shown to reduce stress, enhance immune function, and improve quality of life. Take a moment to think about who you would call when it is tough at work and when it is something personal. Many people are able to go through life solving day-to-day problems using self-care and social support. But when things are overwhelming, sometimes professional care may be needed. If you are feeling like things are too much, talk to your doctor about your mental health. If necessary, your doctor can provide a diagnosis and medical treatment, refer you to appropriate mental health services like a therapist or psychologist or psychiatrist, and provide the required documentation if you require workplace accommodation. The overall message is that taking care of yourself every day protects your mental health. But when we begin to identify and understand our own warning signs, it's best to talk to someone or seek support instead of withdrawing. Talk to your healthcare provider and seek professional assistance in order to regain both physical and mental health. For more information about mental health, go to the Canadian Mental Health Association at cmha.ca.